All right, let's get some business news for you now. Kate Moody is here. And Kate, you're taking us back to the United States because President Trump has given a wide-ranging interview. And among other things, he's been speaking about the ongoing trade war with China.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a hot topic, of course, just 2 days before the G20 summit kicks off. He told Fox Business it was absolutely possible that a deal would result from his planned meeting with Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping. But his backup plan remains increasing tariffs on Chinese goods. He suggested that he was considering placing a 10% tariff on them rather than the 25% he has previously threatened. Negotiators from both sides have already launched preliminary talks, with the U.S. Treasury Secretary saying he's confident an agreement is within reach. Well, also in that Fox interview, the president criticized the European Union for taking American tech giants to court. He described Competition Commissioner Margaret Vestager as hating the United States and making it almost impossible to do two-way business. But he suggested that U.S. authorities could perhaps pick up some of those legal cases against the likes of Facebook and Google. The president also renewed his criticism of Federal Reserve Chief Jerome Powell, saying that he's not doing a good job there. He even said that the European Central Bank President Mario Draghi would be better. Draghi, of course, has suggested cutting interest rates to boost the Eurozone's sluggish growth. Powell, meanwhile, has resisted the president's urging to do so, saying that he would only act if the state of the American economy deteriorated drastically. European stock exchanges are preparing to delist Swiss companies as early as Monday, when a financial equivalence deal is due to expire. More than 230 companies, including Nestlé and UBS, could be affected. The London Stock Exchange issued a written warning this week. Switzerland, which is not part of the European Union, has a number of bilateral treaties with the bloc which allow it to do business easily. But political wrangling has failed to break a deadlock on a number of issues. About a third of Swiss blue-chip firms trade in London, and the standoff has offered a glimpse of what British firms could face in the event of a hard exit from the European Union. Let's check in on the day's trading action now. Wall Street has been rising, the Nasdaq outperforming as chip makers saw their shares rise. Micron shares are up about 13% after it said it could lawfully resume shipments to China's Huawei. Investors around the world, of course, keeping a close eye on that upcoming G20 summit, as well as central bank statements about the threats facing economic growth. Earlier, we saw mixed close for the major European indices, the CAC 40 losing 0.25 percentage point here in Paris. Meanwhile, the price of Bitcoin has spiked once again. It's up about 50% in the past week alone. According to CoinDesk, it's up 18% today, above $13,000 there. Some market watchers say interest has been spurred by talk over Facebook's digital currency project known as Libra, despite regulators' concerns and calls around the world for the social media giant to be more transparent about its proposal. The 6-week summer sales period has kicked off across France. Retailers are hoping to clear their stock and get some much-needed cash after months of Yellow Vest protests weighed on their takings. Thomas Waterhouse has more.
The temperatures might be soaring, but the prices are coming crashing down. 6 weeks of sales kicked off in stores and online across France this Wednesday. The mad scrum for discount designer goods began early at this Paris department store.
The summer sales represent around 11% of our annual revenue. So it's an extremely active period for us. And it's important not to miss. But there's nevertheless still been a drop in sales in general.
That drop has largely been attributed to the months of Yellow Vest protests this winter and spring, which paralysed many high streets on consecutive Saturdays. The anti-government demonstrations bruised the retail sector, with revenue tumbling 25% in the usually festive month of December alone. In the southwest city of Bordeaux, some stores have been forced to pull their shutters down permanently, while others are still recovering.
It's been hard for several weeks, but we're trying to be strong. We're just about managing to keep our heads above water. The sales will maybe allow us to buy next season's stock, but that's about it.
Research carried out by the Feedback Institute has found that 86% of French people will take advantage of the sales, with the average spend forecast to range from 100 to €250.
There we go. This is the last time, Laura, that sales period will last 6 weeks. It's about to go down to 4.
Okay,
next year.
you got to hurry if you want to get those bargains. Kate, thank you very much indeed. Kate Moody there with the business. Let's get